Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This is actually my husband's wedding band, but back in the day, most people that got married only had wedding bands. They didn't have the big diamonds and things like that. They were simple people, poorer people, and so they had wedding band, whether it be gold or silver, didn't matter. And so this one's a little bit larger than I would normally have used, but the pregnant woman would take her wedding ring, and an older member of the family, whether it be a sister or an aunt, great aunt, a grandmother, something like that, would take a string and tie a string to the ring. And then the string would get woven between the fingers and it would hang from the index finger. And as it hung, you know how it'll spin and weave back and forth, you'd have to hold it until it was very still and bring it down closer. They would bare the belly, bring it down closer to the belly, and just stand there and hold it as it's suspended on that string, and it would start to swing like a pendulum and would either go across the belly or it would go up and down. Now, honestly, I can't remember which one means which, but depending upon which direction it swung, it indicated a boy or a girl.
And you actually saw this when you
When
saw
I
this,
was really young, yes, I saw it a couple of times.
and
When I was older, I didn't.
there was no other elaborate ritual with that. I mean,
No,
insofar as
there wasn't like any praying or, anything like that. It was more
informal.
very informal. I mean, there could be like a couple of friends that came. It was always women.
Right.
Kind of like when you get together for a baby shower type thing. And everybody was always curious about, what do you think you're going to have? Let's find out and see if we can figure out what you're going to have. And they would do the pendulum swing. This was well before technology in medicine brought forth the ultrasounds and stuff like that, or lab work that would tell you what the sex of the baby was.
Now, you found this to be extremely accurate.
Extremely accurate. I'm not saying it was 100% accurate, but it was extremely accurate. And so it was always kind of funny because when the woman would go into labor, everybody would, of course, be sitting on pins and needles waiting for that baby to be born. And come to find out, we predicted a girl and it's a girl, or we predicted a boy and it's a boy. And everybody was just thrilled. Some of the older women, like the great grandmother, maybe, if she was still alive, might be keeping a book of the
Birth, the incidents,
not well, not just the birth, but who did
pendulum
the
swing.
pendulum swing and what the outcome of it was, or what the projected outcome of it was supposed to be, and then go back later and read through the book and tell you how many times within just that family, you know, oh, great Aunt Kathleen, she had two boys and a girl, just like they said. And, Aunt Philomena, she only had one, and they were right on the button with that one, too. And they missed one on Jeanette.
Have you ever tried doing it?
I didn't need to, because when I got pregnant with my kids,
They had the ultrasound and all
they
that.
had, they had, how do I want to say, they had a little bit different way of doing it. They went by heartbeat. So they would use the little Doppler with the big, thick, round microphone on the end of it, and they would catch the baby's heartbeat. And depending on the range of the heartbeat, and they would use a tuning fork. You know how they use the tuning fork now, and they hold it up to your head and want to know if you can hear that on this side more than that side, for hearing tests. They use that same thing. They'd whack it, and then they'd hold it onto the belly, and the vibrations would stimulate the baby, and the baby would start moving around.
Now it's all ultrasound, I would imagine.
Now everything's by ultrasound, and they can tell the sex of the baby when the mother's pregnant about 3 months if the baby lays right.
All right, now this back to the pendulum. We're talking about the 50s, 1950s.
Oh, even before that.
I mean, when you were witnessing this.
Yeah, it would have been in the 50s when I witnessed it, but they'd been using it for years and years prior to that.
Right. And so it was a string and the wedding band of
And the wedding
of the
band.
woman that was pregnant.
Hmm.
And you would say it was kind of a big affair. They would all gather around together, the women relatives.
Yeah, the women relatives, and a couple of the pregnant woman's friends, and I mean, it was kind of the first couple of times I saw it. I thought it was a game, like you play games at baby showers and stuff, which is why I brought up baby shower to begin with. It was an informal gathering, and sitting around, eating pie, drinking Pepsi, different things like that, just sitting around and snacking. And it's all of a sudden, let's do the pendulum swing and see if we can tell.
And they would all go in there and
And everybody, she'd lay on the couch or lay on the bed, and
expose her belly, and that's
yeah.
all right. Well, thank you for sharing that one.